Good evening and welcome to another episode of Ruggers, where we speak about everything that is rugby. And today we're going to be looking at the Varsity Cup, specifically that the team that Ruggers has compiled based on who we felt were the players that really raised their hands during the Varsity Cup. Some players that we all know well, and including new players that has proved that they have talent. And once again, this is just an opinion of what the team should look like, but we will talk you through it and motivate why we think these players deserve a position in the Ruggers Varsity Cup team. Carl.
Yeah, we must understand, Francois, that the first 3 rounds went off without a hitch, and then COVID started to strike.
Yes.
And we didn't see a lot of the stars of the first few rounds in the last rounds or so. So that did influence us. We tried to have a look at everything, but we're human. We know certain boys we know well, we prefer. Like Rossi last night said, if he knows a guy, he'd rather pick him.
Exactly.
So at the fullbacks, I think there's 2 fullbacks. There's Zander du Plessis from Tax,
yes,
and there's Cohen Jasper. Everybody's going who are over Cohen? Good player, brilliant player, but he needs space. If I pick a starting lineup, I would go for a decent proper side and then leave the popcorn rugby for the last 30 minutes. So my choice, I don't know how you feel, my choice is Zander.
Yes.
And then Jasper coming on.
Yeah, I concur. Zander definitely, from the get-go, he's proven to be one of the multi-star players, directing excellent tactical kicking. We all know that Marty's played a very played a very structured game plan, of which Zander was a major role player, positioning the team in the play of in terms of on the field. And yes, no, I fully agree. Zander.
And he is the new record holder of the most points scored in a
correct.
In a what you call it series. Okay, then my one wing is Ngia Silenge from Wits.
Yes,
he impressed me a lot. Unfortunately, Wits struggled, so you'll have to take that into account. But a person that I do want to mention is Stefan Kutse of Tax.
Yes,
I wouldn't mind picking Stefan, because I mean Stefan's finishing was brilliant. I mean, every time he got a ball that he was supposed to score a try, he did. Ngia brought in a lot of excitement and everything, so it's difficult. Which one do you want?
Yeah. Do you want your try scorer, you want your playmaker? In terms of, at the end of the day, a finisher, a good finisher, that's what you
All right,
like.
Stefan, there you go. You just jump ahead of Ngia. But that's how it goes. On the other side, Prince Nkabinde.
Yes.
Brilliant player.
Yes.
Running strong and everything.
Big, physical, strong player.
And again, coming out of the wrong team, out of UJ, that struggled the whole time, didn't get the right opportunities and everything. But we know, what's his name? Prince.
Yes.
And I personally think he's there.
Definitely. I think also we look at the trend nowadays is to have very small, mobile, fast wings. However, I think Prince brings back more of the customary, sizable, strong, powerful running wings. But that doesn't make him slow at all. I mean, the man's got a lot of speed. So yes.
Yeah, he just needed to get the ball with a little bit space to build up speed, and then nobody would stop him.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, then it's the centre pair. The best centre pair was Bolton and Klink of Shimnos, without a doubt, a centre pair.
Interesting.
Okay, yes. But individually, I would keep Bolton at 13, but Lourdes van der Schuyf, yes, as the competition progressed, he was brilliant.
Definitely. He, as you say, rightfully say, started slowly, and then peak performance definitely in the final. Big physical centre, breaking the line every time, drawing at least 3 or 4 defenders. Also strong in defence. So yes, definitely, I agree with that one.
And he is on contract with the Bulls. The Bulls placed him to play Varsity Cup because he was injured quite badly twice in a row at the Lions. He was at the Lions before. What I would like to see from that, he attacks the gap also sometimes, because he does have speed and everything, but he's just, hy gaan net aan. Then one of the guys, and according to me, Laurits was supposed to be nominated as one of the players of the Varsity Cup. My personal opinion. Then at 10, you must pick James Tedder. I mean,
definitely. From the get-go, again, the general, as they customarily say, of the team, Marty's game plan based a lot around Tedder's brilliant tactical kicking, but not just kicking, his all-round play, positioning himself all over the field and up and under high balls, and making the necessary good tactical decision-making. Unfortunately, got injured in the final, and one can surmise and ponder, him not having left the field could have possibly had an impact on the final score. But then again, that's how rugby goes, and I wish him all a good recovery.
Yeah, because he wasn't on the team sheet that we received. He only was included. Apparently, he passed his test at 10 or 11 o'clock that night.
Exactly, at the last minute. I know when we arrived there, we were both surprised to see him on the field. But then again, why not? He had to be played. One of the star players in the UCT team.
And then on my bench, I'm going to include Charles Williams of CUT. Brilliant. He steers also the game. He's a James Tedder. I think he was unlucky to play in the in CUT. Yes. I think he would have been on everybody's lips if he played for a Tuks or a Marty's or that kind of stuff. So that's we're going for a 5-3 bench. Yeah. So I've got Williams at fly half, I've got Losper at fullback, and then at the nines. Now the nines is a very, very difficult, I'm torn in 100 pieces, because Mulder was by far the best scrum half of the tournament.
Yes, I've been fortunate to see Johan play at high school level. Also got injured, unfortunately, in his last matric year, I think, and didn't finish the season. I like to call him the sniper, for reason being that he has a tendency to, at the try line, find the smallest possible gap and snipe for that all-important try. Very much like the Joos van der Westhuizen of old. And not just that, but he's a physical player, gets involved in the game. I know that sometimes that frustrates you in terms of that might take him out of his scrum half position. But then again, he's all over the place. And he brought off from the bench for most of the season, the competition. I wouldn't like to say just as an impact player, but
he had immediate impact.
Exactly, and very effective, and the game breaker, can turn a game and turn the momentum of a game just by his presence on the field. So yes, Johan Mulder would be my choice.
And unfortunately at Tuks they had a problem with your quota players. And that's the reason why Clyde Lewis started the game, and then he moved out to wing.
Yes. Because Clyde also usually started, and also very effective scrum half. Different aspect, brings a different dynamic to the Tuks game, I think, but then also moved out and very effective on the wing. Multi-talented in that aspect. So, and kudos to the coaches for that planning in terms of...
With Clyde there, I mean, he can play scrum half, he can play a centre, he can play wing, he can play fullback. So you don't actually need anybody else. You could go with only 2 backline players on your bench. Also good. But like I said, there's one player I want to mention. It's Fafir, also from Tuks.
Yes.
He's a big, tall player. Maybe the type of rugby that was played at Varsity Cup was a bit fast, because he's very... I've seen Ruan play since he played for Held Mekaar behind the losing pack. I would have loved to see him behind the losing pack of UJ or one of those teams. He would have been brilliant.
Yes.
And unfortunately, he didn't get enough chance on the pitch.
Yes.
So that's one of those things. So that's our backline. Any comments?
No, overall, I think a good mix of talent, and once again, I think borderline decisions, or when it comes to the players. I mean, there are quite a lot of talent that got showcased in this competition, which is always good to know.
Yeah, Bolton is now at the Free State. Losper is also at the Free State. Zander has gone to Griquas.
Yes.
So yeah, it shows there was a lot of talent there. So that's our backline. We mentioned the backline first because you comb your hair better than the forwards does. But brilliant. I think out of these guys, we could see 2 or 3 or 4 guys going quite far in South African competitions.
Exactly. I would love to watch them progress. It's always interesting, and that's why we do Ruggers. It's also not just to look at the now, but also look at the future stars that are in the making.
Who's your backline player of the year?
Backline player of the year for me, for a Varsity Cup team, I think I'm going to go with Johan Mulder.
Yeah, well, it's easy. It's 2 office players. I would go with Lourdes van der Schijf.
Well, same argument.
His influence on the field was just, and he played most of the games. He played for the full 80 minutes. So that's it. That's our backline of the year of Varsity Cup. Again, congratulations to everybody that participated. Like I said, a guy like Ruan Vervies can feel a little bit unhappy of the treatment he got, but there was reasons for his treatment, and great stuff. Thanks a lot.